very cold blood.
My name is Jeff Letourneau. I'm the Northern Vice Chair of the Democratic Party of Orange County, which includes Ed Royce's district. You know, I was elated that he's not going to be running again. Dismayed that his wife has apparently gotten a job with the Trump administration. But since he's unemployed, maybe they need the money. I don't know.
Gil Cisneros.
Hi, I'm Phil Janowitz, running for Congress here in California 39.
I'm Andy Thorburn.
Oh my God, it was exciting. My campaign manager came into my office when we were making some calls, and he was like almost in a state of shock that Ed Royce had announced his retirement. And it was almost like a dream come true, that we couldn't believe that he was finally, you know, taking the will of the people and doing what they wanted him to do and getting out of the race and going away. You know, now we have Ed Royce gone. Donald Trump is next.
I heard about the news around 2:30 yesterday in the afternoon. I was sitting there working, making some phone calls, and then all of a sudden my phone started to blow up. All of my friends are texting me and calling me and saying, "Can you believe this? Can you believe this?" And it was a very hectic couple minutes as my phone was blowing up.
Well, I was in the office, and we all got, you know, alerts on our phones, and everybody jumped up and said, "Oh, Royce is not running for re-election." So it's pretty big news, and it flew around the room pretty quickly.
You know, we're kind of adjusting right now. You know, still on some of the calls I was making and talking to people, it's still almost become a natural reflex to say, I'm running against Ed Royce. I can't say that anymore.
Well, the reorg doesn't take too much. We've been really focused on positive things for the community and building a better community here. So with Ed Royce not there, it'll make the general election a little bit different, but the retooling doesn't have to be too much.
The fact that we will not be running against Ed Royce in a general election doesn't change what we have to do, which is get our message out to the voters and get them to the polls on June 5th, and then get them to the polls again in the general election. So it doesn't really change what you do on a day-to-day basis. It raises your enthusiasm level. It's good to see that he's finally decided and realized he doesn't represent the district any longer. But in terms of our actual campaign, we're going to continue doing the same thing we've been doing and trying to get that message out. Social and economic justice for everyone.
You know, I know that we're all celebrating over here at Cha-Cha's, and this is actually a great moment for District 39 over here, that we finally get rid, you know, of a nice man. You know, Ed Royce, I've met him a couple times, and he was really great with foreign affairs, and he was very knowledgeable, and I will always remember his cowboy boots. But I have to honestly say he wasn't listening to his constituents. He was more worried about being on CNN than actually talking to his constituents. And with him trying to open up an office in Yorba Linda on Main Street, knowing that that was going to be the town that he was going to have to keep, and he bought a house over there too, so it couldn't be used against him that he actually lived in Villa Park outside of the district. I see where he was going to try, but I think that the numbers were bad for him. I know he had $3.5 million in the bank, but again, I think the numbers were bad for him internally. And with him not coming back to power with his gavel over there at the Foreign Affairs Committee, there was really no reason. This was going to be actually an uphill kind of battle for him, okay? He was coming again. By the way, I've only talked to a couple of the candidates. Right now, I think there's 7 of them. And hopefully that will thin out a little bit, so we're not kind of like going tete-to-tete with each other. But we have some great people that are running. And people who actually care and who are actually listening to what people are saying. For far too long, with having Ed Royce as our district, because the districts were actually reformed, and he's been actually, I think, for Yorba Linda in District 39 for a couple of terms now. But I think the whole adage that, I'm sorry, what I actually think is that he's cashing out. He's been there long enough. You know, when he originally ran, he said that he was running to, you know, put term limits in effect. And here this man will have been in office for, I think, a total of 24 years, 22 or 24 years. That is just way too long. So, Ed, all I gotta say, happy resignation. You still have your term that you need to fill out here, so you still got about a year ahead of you. Just know Indivisible 39 and your constituents are still gonna hold you responsible for what's going on. The protests aren't gonna stop, I don't think, personally. I think they're gonna keep going. So enjoy your retirement, because I guess this test, this campaign, this next election is just gonna be way too hard for you.